Hey everyone, welcome to the Wednesday class. Got Basti here doing the chat for us today, so he'll be right there if you've got any questions as we go into it. And I think, Basti, I don't know about you, but I just feel this is definitely a metal element kind of day. It's been misty out there and it's been kind of, we've got that autumn feeling coming in, haven't we? Fran Ellington, hello there, she's the first one to post, and Sally, great to see you. Just Mary from sunny Essex, there we go. Yeah, so I get the feeling that we're really getting into the metal element time, and we've got an awesome point of the week for you for that, which I'm really looking forward to. What we're going to do today is really just try and, again, work with that whole autumn feeling, and I'll just show you a few hints, some of the points that we've done. Basti did lung 5 last week, if you were here. And so we can concentrate on that today. But first of all, of course, we're going to find out what you need as well. Simonetta from Rome, Barbara from Halifax, Anne from not too far. Anne and Chris from Mary from sunny Essex. How come it's sunny? Actually, it's pretty sunny here as well. I've just got all the lights on and the blinds closed. Okay, yeah, so the idea of today really is to just ease ourselves into the autumn. I'll show you some techniques to make that much easier as we go into it. Okay, so let's start off. Let's do some scanning. We'll do the normal scanning today. I'm going to do a whole body scan, and I'm going to ask you where particularly in your body you'd like to work. We can focus on that, and we'll go through the 3 heaters as well. So there's a couple of drawings to do. There's one, the whole body scan, and there's the one which is just to find out which heater you want to work on. That's the 3 scans. Okay, so let's start straight away. Okay, so let's just check in, see how we're doing. We're just going to stand and relax. Before we do anything particular, we're just going to scan through our body, getting in touch with the feelings that we can experience within our own body. And I'm going to do it with you. We're going to go from the top of our head over through the whole skull, down to the jaw. That's the first really significant joint that we have in the body. Going down, checking out the ears, eyes, nose, and the throat. We're going to scan through that, scan through the shoulders. And then once we get down to the shoulders, we're going to go down through the arms, just feeling the elbows and the hands, just to see what they feel like today. And we're going to scan down through the chest here. And we're scanning through the back as well, through the thoracic part of the back. Okay, and we're going down onto the diaphragm. And we're going to go down into the abdomen. We're going to go down through the hips and down through the knees, down into the ankles and the feet. Okay, so just take an overview of that whole experience and just see what kind of drawing you draw of your energy. And we'll just take a minute to do that. Wait a minute, I'm just going to scan through myself. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's our first picture. That's our whole body scan. And while we're doing that, maybe you'd just like to figure out where particularly in the body you'd like to work, not just the heaters, but just anywhere particular. Okay, great. I'm just doing a quick sketch there. It's my whole body scan today. It's definitely been worse. I don't know about how you're feeling, but we'll find out in a minute. And now it's time for the 3 heater scan. I'm going to do it standing up today. So, again, just standing, relaxing. I'm going to go from the lower heater to start with. So that's below the navel, through the pelvic floor, through into the sacrum. Okay, and we're going to just tune into that lower heater. Okay, and just ask yourself the question, what is it like? And then we go into the middle heater. That's from the diaphragm. You can feel that. If you feel around your ribs here, you can feel the diaphragm right in there. It goes round through into the lower thoracic. So it's this whole area here that contains the liver and the stomach. So we're going to tune into that area. And we're asking ourselves the same question. What is it like? Okay, got it? And then we go into the upper heater, which is the lungs, above the diaphragm, the lungs, and into the upper thoracic. Okay, interesting. See what that's like. Wow, big change for me this week, and I don't know what you felt, but I've definitely got a bit of a change going on here. So I'm going to do a drawing here. Just do a sketch or a write in where how your different heaters feel. Just reflect back. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So let's find out where you'd like to work as a group. I'm going to run this poll. Where in your body do you feel the block or weakness you'd like to work with? It could be either. And we just got some various options so we can kind of zero in. Is it mainly head, neck and shoulders, the arms, inside the upper body, inside the lower body, or the hips, torso and legs? And we get an idea from that and we can work on it as a group. I'll kind of pace it for you today. Look at that, it's always a quite popular. This is actually quite different from what we had. I think the last time I ran this poll was about 6 months ago, and we had about 70% of you wanted head, neck and shoulders worked on. But look, we've got a much more torso, hips and legs, which is really interesting. Okay, so it's much more, it's definitely spread out. This kind of stress or where you'd like to work is spread out. Very interesting. Okay, look, torso, hips and legs are now running neck and neck with head, neck and shoulders. And in fact, they've beaten head, neck and shoulders. That's the historic moment on the Wednesday class. Head, neck and shoulders no longer the most most popular. And we have to think about why that is and we'll work on that as we go. Okay, so now I'm going to run the which burner do you want to work on most today? And this is always interesting to see. We have to look and see what we've got. Is it lower, middle or upper burner? We've seen some pretty amazing swings as the pandemic's gone on in the last year and a half. We've seen some pretty massive swings. Sometimes it's been pretty even. Sometimes we had one burner go right out in front. Anyone else want to vote? Whoa, okay. Okay, look at that. A massive vote there for the lower burner as the most important burner to work on. And interestingly enough, if that we indicate that with the torso, hips and legs, we've definitely got an emphasis on really strengthening the lower burner and the lower part of the body, the more yin part of the body, which is very interesting because we're going into winter now. So we want to try and see if we can get ourselves as best we can. And judging by the information we've got here, I think the best thing to do is to strengthen the lower burner, strengthen the connection with the earth, improve our yin, and then finally, we'll work on some lung exercises to ease ourselves into autumn, and we can do point of the week. Okay, very interesting. So I'm going to put in some extra exercises today, just specifically for the hips, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, if you've got any questions, just post them in the chat, and Basti will look after you, and we can start off straight away. So first of all, what we're going to do, especially if we've got an emphasis in the lower body, we've got a lot of voting for the lower heater. What we want to do is make sure that our connection with the earth, the connection with the yin, is as strong as possible before we start working up into the head, neck and the upper burners, upper and middle burner. Okay, so first of all, let's just check out, and we're going to go straight in today with releasing the body, and we're going to place more emphasis today on releasing the hips. Okay, so let's start off with just doing some shaking. We do 5-10 minutes of shaking. If you're feeling a little bit weak and tired, just keep the shaking really nice and gentle. If you're feeling kind of obstructed and blocked, then you want to really give it a bit more force and really try and get that releasing to happen. Here we go. We're going to start on the top of the head. We've got the thread lifting us up from above, and that thread, we're going to just bounce that thread a little bit, and we're going to let the jaw go. So the bouncing lets the jaw relax, and like this. Okay. That's it. Okay. And now we're going to go down into the throat, very important for the lungs, because the throat opens out into the nose and the lungs. And we're going to relax the throat. And even when we're shaking now down into the shoulders, what we can do is move the shoulders about and be aware of this front part of the shoulder where lung 1 is. And we'll find out more about that later in the session when we start preparing for the autumn using the lung channel. But for now, let's just shake the shoulders out and keep those shoulders moving. Okay, get the jaw, right, the jaw releasing. Shoulders. Okay, and then we're going to relax the elbows. Very good. Right, we're going to go down in now into the main part of the torso and down into the hips. So we're going to start shaking the whole upper part of the body, and we're going to relax the diaphragm and just let that just release as we start jiggling about the internal organs. The internal organs will start moving slightly, and you'll just be able to feel that impacting on the diaphragm by just shaking it and releasing the diaphragm. Very good. Okay, special request for today is to get those hips really relaxed. So we're going to first of all shake both feet on the ground. We're just shaking around the hip area, relaxing here, and just softening here, allowing the sacrum to bounce up and down. Okay, now if you're confident standing on one leg, you can do this no problem. But if you feel a bit wobbly, you can always take a chair and hold the chair like this so you've got some stability, because we're going to do some work on the hip here. Okay, so what we're going to do is first we're just shaking the leg out. Just try and keep that hip as relaxed as possible, nice and easy. All the way down, relaxing the knee and the foot. Okay, now let's just do some easy rotations. You might need to hold on to the chair for this, let's just see if I can do it. Now, I can just about do it, but I don't want to keep the chair going. Just going to rotate. Okay, now if you're flexible enough, you can always bring the knee up and stretch it for yourself like this. And if you're super flexible, you can stretch it backwards like this. Nice and easy. There's some really interesting stretches there. This is a bladder meridian stretch, because the bladder meridian runs down the back of the legs and that links in with the lower burner. And this is a stomach meridian stretch. It stretches the stomach meridian all the way up the front of the body and into the face and the head. We've done quite a bit of work on that lately. Because you want to keep that in line if you can, just gently stretch it backwards. That's it, and then shaking out again. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's just check out. Oh, that does feel different. Just tune into both the hips. You can feel the difference with the one that we just worked, wiggling it around. Okay, so let's try to do the other side. I'm going to give myself a support here. Shaking the whole leg out. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, and we're going to rotate. Rotate, 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 rotate. A bit more shaking until we feel really ready for stretching. Some really nice meridian stretches here. We've got the bladder. If you're super flexible, let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, if you're super like yoga adept, you can do this kind of thing. If you're a normal person like me, you want to hold onto the chair or the wall. There you go. And then the same thing this way. Keep it in line though, don't let it go out, because you'll get different meridians if you do that. If you keep it straight and just lean back, get a nice stretch along the whole front of the body. And if you can feel it all the way up the front, all the way up here into your head, then you know you've got the stomach meridian stretch. Really nice stretches for the hips. Gently bring it down a bit. Put the chair out of the way. Okay, let's see how that feels. Pretty good. Okay, that feels pretty good to me. Just shaking all the way out, and now the whole body. Okay, very good. Now, Today we're going to go straight into kidney 1, and there's a reason for that, because we want to tonify the lower burner, and we want to tonify the yin of the body, because we're going into the winter. We want to make sure that's nice and stable. So we're going to go straight in for working on the kidney 1 point. I'm going to use my chair again. You can sit on the floor or whatever. Okay, so okay, remember where this point is? It's right, oops, look at that. Sorry about that. It's right here, 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot, right into here. And we can tap it like this. Now, as we're doing it, if you want to add in a bit of extra stuff, you can put your thumb on kidney 3 there. Remember that point just behind the ankle? You keep your hip in a nice comfortable position. This stretch, actually just stretching out, will open the kidney channel in the leg as well. So you're doing loads of different things at once. Thumb on kidney 3, tapping kidney 1, opening up the meridian, which runs up through into kidney 10 and then right into the groin, kidney 11. So I'm going to tap away here. Now, if you want to get some more advanced stuff again, what we can do is just relax this arm, get some chi flowing down through this arm, and project your energy into kidney 3 here, and think up the channel. Okay, now if you do that, what will happen is you'll start to open up the kidney meridian even stronger, and all this work here that you're doing here on kidney 1 will travel up the channel and into the lower burner. Okay, so there's several things we're doing here. We're stimulating kidney 1, we're using Qi projection, energy projection to open up kidney 3, the source point of the kidney meridian, and we're stretching the kidney channel by this movement here, which opens up the kidney channel on the inside of the leg. So it's like a super 3-factor exercise that's guaranteed to get that lower burner connected to the earth. Okay. I was teaching the Shiatsu college class at the weekend. We had a great weekend, first in-person weekend of the year, and we were doing some simulations, you know, like and I was simulating different situations and different imbalances, and we were talking about the most yin point of the body, the most powerful yin point of the body, kidney 1, and there was a bit of a moment's hesitation, and I immediately said to the group, I said, have you not been coming to the Wednesday classes? All the Wednesday class people would know it was kidney 1 straight away. And I'm convinced that most of you who've been regularly to this class will probably come in and take the year 1 assessment at Shiatsu College and pass with flying colours from all the work we've done on ourselves. Okay, so here we go. We got our super duper 3-factor kidney energy tonifying. I'm just going to check both my legs, and they are very different. If you just put your legs on the floor now, feet on the floor, and check out your left and right leg, you'll notice a massive difference having that channel opened up. It feels kind of buzzy but relaxed at the same time, and that's really what we're looking for. So I better do the other leg, otherwise it will feel left out. Okay, here we go. Just make sure I haven't got anything stuck on my feet this time. There we go. So we're going to go into kidney 1 and holding kidney 3 with my thumb, just like we did on the other thing, opening up the kidney channel. You take it nice and easy, depending on how flexible your hips are. You don't want to put any strain on there, so just do it as comfortably as you can. And then Qi projection through this arm, so we're relaxing this arm, thinking Qi down into kidney 3, thinking up the channel to open the channel up. That's projecting your Qi up the channel. So we do that all the time when we're doing Shiatsu. Open up the channels, and then we get right in here and stimulate kidney 1. Okay, so I'm doing it with Darwin. And also I like to do this as well, stretching the whole foot out. Also just a bit more, I think, to get that kidney 3 stimulated. Nice. Okay, I think that's done it. Let's see. Check both feet now, placing both feet on the ground. Awesome. Okay, I'm happy with that. So let's experience that in a standing position. Okay, and see how we've done. So we've done the shaking, we've released any obvious tension and obstructions, and what a feeling that is. Can you feel that? We've got kidney 1 open, but we've also got kidney 3 buzzing away, and we've got that lovely open feeling all the way up through the center of the legs up into the lower burner. And that's exactly what we need to keep totally relaxed and chilled out when things start getting a little bit too like that. Okay, tonifying the yin. Now we can rub our hands together and we can anchor that in that feeling that we're starting to get from the earth into the lower dantian, and we do it with 2 things. One is connecting our intention down into the earth, and the other is using the breath. So let's first of all just place our hands just below the navel, and let's open up that kidney 1. I'm just wiggling my feet here, wiggling them here, opening up kidney 1. Okay. And I'm going to think right the way down into the earth, just using my intention. Just imagine you've got roots going right the way down through the center of your legs, right down deep into the earth. Okay, now when you do that, you'll probably feel that kidney channel starting to tingle and open because your intention's opening up. You've got that lovely feeling of kidney 1 connecting with the earth. Really nice. Okay, relax those hips. We've done lots of hip rotations. Keep that relaxed, and that will help anchor you down, anchor all of us down into the earth. Right, brilliant. Now let's start the lower abdominal breathing. So we want to relax the chest, relax the diaphragm, and bring the breath in, imagining it coming down into the lower dantian, down into the lower burner, breathing in. Okay, hold it. And then breathing out. And as we breathe out, we imagine the chi or the energy from the breath stays underneath our hands. Okay, now make sure that you get that breath right the way through into the back. It's not just in the front, it comes right through into the back here. So breathing in, imagine the breath coming down and filling out this whole space here. Now if you relax your hips a little bit more, you'll feel it extending down into behind the sacrum. That's right into here, right back into here. It's a different kind of feeling. Drop those hips, open them up, hold the breath. That's it, and then breathing out. Okay, just the breath comes out. Let's just do one more, breathing in. Imagine that chi going in. Keep that whole area as relaxed as you can. Fill it out like a bowl. Okay, imagine it like a warm sensation of filling up and then breathing out. Just the air comes out. Okay, very good. Now let's just stimulate a little bit more with some small circles around the dantian area. That's CV4 and CV6, very important points just below the navel. And keep those shoulders really relaxed though. Keep that egg under the armpit. Okay, and don't forget that kidney 1. So let's just remember kidney 1 anchoring down into the earth. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to bring the breath in. We're breathing into that area. Excellent. Okay, and then breathing out. Keep the chi down there. Keep those hips relaxed. Very good. Okay, that's really good. Keep the head floating up. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, so now what we're getting now is we're starting to get a real feeling of solidity here, especially if we keep those hips relaxed. And that solid feeling in the lower body, which now extends down the legs and into the kidney 1, is really, really important because that's basically supporting our yin in a nice solid way. Okay, we're coming into the autumn, and that's the time of the lungs. It's a time of change, of movement from the summer into the autumn, and there's a lot of emotion that goes with that. It can trigger a lot of sadness. We're going to work on that in a moment with the lungs. But what we need to do first of all is get this as strong as we can, which we're really doing effectively. Can you feel that real warmth there now, that solidity, the relaxed hips? That's really, really helpful. And what that does is that helps anchor the breath down. Okay, now the autumn is also a time where the liver adjusts, because the liver is to do with the spring, it's to do with yin and yang. So we have the lungs actively changing and the liver is underneath. The liver dominates the middle burner, and again, because we can get a lot of emotional things coming up in the autumn, it's really worth checking out that middle burner, making sure that's as free as we can get it. Okay, so we've got a nice solid lower burner, we've got a connection with the earth, we're tonifying our yin. So the next thing we need to do is just make sure that that diaphragm and the whole middle burner is nice and freed up. So let's just spend a little bit of time on that. I'll just show you what we can do. We can just literally just gently press around here. Now, if you feel any sensitivity or tightness around this area here, diaphragm area and the middle burner, then you know that you probably need a bit of work just to release that and keep that as free as possible. Okay, very good. So we can do that various ways. We can use the channels, we can use our famous swinging exercise. Why don't we do that to start with? This should be a very good experience now because this is so solid, the hips are relaxed, and the whole legs are really super connected to the earth, so we can float our head up and really enjoy this sideways movement. We're going to just let that go, and it's all to do with letting go and allowing it to free up. Again, if you're feeling a bit weak, you want to take it nice and easy, take some nice easy breaths. But if you're feeling any obstruction here, any sensitivity or blockage here, it's worth taking yourself right into the twist and getting the whole side of the body opened up. Even tapping the side of your body if you want a bit of a stronger exercise for releasing the middle burner. Okay, very, very good. Just do a little bit more and then we'll use the channels to open up the rest of the burner. Okay, keep those hips relaxed. Keep that connection through kidney 1. The more we anchor down into the yin, the easier it will be to move the obstruction. Okay, got it? Okay, cool. Right, so let's just do doing some tapping. I'm going to tap around here. Okay, this is liver 13, very important point for the digestion, just by the floating rib here. We did this in the liver section of the cycle, element cycle. And we're going to go down, we're going to tap into gallbladder 30. Now, this is a really important point for the hips. We've already loosened the hips up a lot. So what we can do is we'll just get in here. If there's any tension left there, we can work that. And then we go down gallbladder channel. All the way down the outside of the legs and up the inside of the legs. And that's the liver channel. And then we come back up here, back up to liver 13, and then down into the hips again. And up the inside. There we go. Very good. Okay. One more time. Down again. This time, let's just see if we notice any areas that are particularly effective. I've got one here that I can feel linking directly with the diaphragm. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on that. Go down, just on the outside of the knee, we've got gallbladder 34. It's a great point for releasing any tension in the body. So you might want to just give that an extra tap. Go up and into the middle burner again. Okay, so that's the liver and gallbladder. Just check out that feeling, nice tingly feeling, nice feeling in the hips. So now we're just going to work the stomach area using the stomach channel. So we're going to go down here and we'll go down the front of the legs. First of all, on the outside front of the legs, down to this point here, just below the knee again. This is a very good point. It's number 36. And then we go up the spleen channel. Down the stomach channel, up the spleen channel. That's it. Very good. One more for luck. Down again. This time we're just going to select out any areas that you think are particularly good. Okay, cool. We're brushing off, shaking out a little bit more. Okay, let's check in again. Let's see how that feels. Okay, awesome. Okay, look at that. Kidney 1, nice and relaxed this time, all the way down into the earth. Hips particularly feel really loose today because of all those extra rotations and stretches we've done. The Qi settling nicely in the lower burner. Middle burner's nicely moved. which leaves us with the upper burner. Okay, so really important time, the autumn. It's a time that, as I said before, is associated with sadness, because the whole letting go of the summer thing, that can resonate with other sadness and grief in our life. And the characteristic body movement shape for that is the hollowing out of this area here where lung 1 is. So you often see this happening where we're kind of going like this and closing in like that. So in order to get the positive aspect of the lungs, which is positivity and structure and energy from the air, what we want to do is we just gently encourage this area to open out, because this action here, if we get our thumbs opening out, improves the breathing, it improves the posture, and it gives us a feeling of positivity. And that's what happens with a lot of the emotional actions of the points. So I thought we'd do a little bit of a special today on getting ourselves feeling as positive as we can moving into the autumn. We've already done a lot of work getting that yin nice and solid. So now let's get the lungs activated. This is one of my favorite exercises, bringing the thumbs out, opening up the front of the chest here and letting the arms go down. Medical Qi Gong exercise. It's used for chronic breathing problems in China. In the hospitals, they get everyone out, hundreds of people all out doing this for long periods of time to stimulate the lungs. Here we go. So we can do it maybe for 5 minutes and see how we get on. Right, so as we're doing it, let's check through our body positioning and our internal energetics. We want to make sure that that kidney 1 is rooted, really rooted through into the ground. We want to make sure that we're relaxing and softening our hips, that we're breathing down into the lower dantian. That's it. Okay, now we want to get that kidney energy nice and strong. We've done that with all those exercises before, because that roots down the breath. So keeping that arm swinging, we're going to bring the breath in and we're going to focus it down internally into the lower dantian. So we're swinging, but we're bringing the breath into the lower dantian. So just try that. Okay. Very good. Okay, and then we're just going to hold the breath as we breathe in, breathing in, bringing it into the lower dantian and holding it, bringing it into here, into the lower bone, holding it, and then breathing out. Okay, so that's the lower burner anchoring of the breath, and that's the tonifying the yin aspect of the body through kidney 1. So once we've got that in place, then we can finally start working on the upper body, which is the yang aspect of bringing the qi in through the air. Okay, but this has to be in place first. Otherwise, what will happen is we'll get this. We don't want that, okay? We want this type of breathing where we're anchoring down, we're nice and solid, and the breath can come in naturally, and we can get that feeling of positivity rather than this kind of panicky type of feeling, okay? So we've got all the groundwork really well done, so now we can really enjoy the breath coming in. So we're keeping the same exercise, but this time we take our focus up higher in the body, and we start to actively open the lung channel. And point of the week's coming up, people, okay? So let's see if we can trace it with our minds first of all. We're going to open up lung 1. So as we're standing, we've got all this lovely rooting, we've got the breath going into the lower dantian, and now let's just really enjoy the whole of this area opening out in a kind of quiet, autumnal, positive way of letting go. Okay, just letting it go. That's really, really, really nice. Okay. Now that easy letting go is the reward we have for all of that building up the lower dantian and connecting with the earth through kidney 1. Okay, we can just really easily let go of the shoulders and just let any emotions like grief or letting go or sadness, just let them be there and just accept them. Just allow them to be there. Just slowly soften and open the upper body. Okay, we need that because the lungs are the tender organ in the body. It's not like the liver where you want to get in there with a lot of swinging about and bashing it with the dough in. The lungs are much more delicate than that, and especially on the emotional level, you want to just treat them with a nice bit of gentleness and support. Just allow them to open and slowly strengthen. Okay, that's really good. So now let's imagine down to the elbows, get down to lung 5. If you were here last week, Basti did a great job with lung 5. And now we're going to allow that swinging to go into the elbows as well. So we've got this gentle opening of lung 1. And here, focus on this extension in the elbow, and that will open up lung 5. Okay, got it? Very nice. So shoulders, elbows. Just check it in to make sure kidney 1's still rooting down there. The hips are relaxed. The breathing is nice and low down. Very nice. Okay. And finally, we're going to just focus on the wrist and the thumb. So as we go down, we're going to allow the wrist to open out this way. So we've got the elbow, we've got shoulders, elbows, wrists. So the whole thing becomes one movement. That's it. Excellent. Okay. And that final movement is opening up lung 9, which is point of the week. I'm going to do something with that in a minute. Okay, very good. So let's just stand now and notice how the upper body posture is just spontaneously starting to adjust here. You'll feel the shoulders are just kind of reorientating themselves. You can feel probably a tingling down into your thumbs. Okay, and can you feel like small movements there in the shoulders and the upper back? And that's basically your body readjusting at a subtle level to opening up the lung channel. And that's the kind of thing we need in the autumn, just to keep that positivity there and support any letting go that we need to do. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I'm going to show you a stretch for the lung and large intestine meridian, just to consolidate that, and then we'll get on to point of the week. It's a very simple stretch. It starts off with this movement, which is the yawn, like a natural yawning movement. So we're breathing in, breathing out, and you focus it in towards the thumb, and breathe out. Got it? Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. One more. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, now if you make sure you haven't got any problems with your shoulders, you want a slightly stronger stretch. If this is enough for you, that's fine. If you want a slightly stronger stretch, we have the so-called Macaho stretch, where we link the thumbs together, because the thumbs are related to the lung channel. Okay, we breathe in like this. Okay, slowly breathe out, move forward like this, no straining, just opening, and we bring these arms up as high as we comfortably can, stretching the backs of the legs, opening up lung 1, feeling a connection between the throat and the thumb and the first finger. And just really enjoying that stretch, holding it, breathing in, breathing out, and coming back up again. Okay, we'll do it a couple more times, shaking out of it. It's a great stretch because it opens up the lung channel and it also connects it up with the throat. And it also stretches the back of the legs. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, slowly go forwards, open up lung 1. Very good. Breathing in, breathing out, coming back up. Okay, got it? And third time, breathing in, breathing out. And we're just angling this so we can feel the connection between the channel and the throat. Okay, there are actual facial connections, facial plane connections through the throat and into the actual channel. So there's an anatomical connection all the way there that we laid down embryologically. Okay, excellent. It's got to be time for point of the week. Okay, another one of my favorite points. And I just want to share this with you. I've got a little energy exercise to go with it, which I was experimenting with earlier. Let me just get the slides up. And we're going to skip through until we find lung 9, which is metal element lung 5, which is last week, and here we have lung 9. Okay, it's called Great Abyss, and I've got my favorite book here, Images and Functions, and it says Lung 9, Great Abyss. The name refers to the Qi which dives deeply into the interior like a waterfall. This image perhaps also refers to the area just distal to the point where the pulse disappears as the course of the artery runs internally. So what it is it's called Great Abyss, and the idea is the Qi starts here, and as it goes to, it's like a spring here, and it's kind of like a well, and then it kind of delves deeply into the channel and goes up into the lungs. That's the image they give of it. So let's just have another look at lung 9. Okay, it tonifies the lung Qi and the yin again, so that's the cooling aspect of the lungs, and again it's very useful on the emotional level, because what it can do is it can really support us if we get kind of agitated in the autumn. It's used for cough and asthma and sore throat and things like that, obviously. But also on an emotional level, it's used for grief, sadness, letting go, and all those kind of autumnal things. And you can see pretty much where it is on that picture, great big black blob. I can show you where it is. You find the wrist crease like this, and it's just here. It's just right here on the wrist crease. It's not on the edge there. You come inside, and it's just there. Okay, so I thought you might like to feel the action of the point. The way I like to do it is hold it like this. So you're kind of holding your hand, and you've got the thumb right on it like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's just do a little energy exercise. I'm going to close my eyes, and you can too if you like. And we're going to relax the whole arms, open up the armpits with the egg to make sure we've got Qi running down our arms, okay? And then if you'd like to visualize the channel, it runs down into the thumb. It should be pretty much tingling now from all the exercises we've done. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to place our thumb there with the other hand, okay? And we are going to gently press in. And what I'd like you to do is this. I'd like you to, first of all, with your imagination or your intention, just think up towards the thumb tip. So we're thinking this way down the channel towards lung 11, which we'll do next week, and get a sense of what the Qi feels like there. And I think you'll find that it feels quite strong, but kind of a little bit thin. And that's because that's from where the well and the spring of the point comes, okay? And now if you tune into lung 9 itself, I'm tuning right into it myself now, it feels like a kind of deep pool, and that's the deep abyss feeling. And if you then, if we then focus our energy or our intention towards the elbow and then towards the shoulder, it has a kind of great, much wider sensation or connection down through into the elbow. You might even feel it connecting with lung 5, and then all the way up. And if you're lucky, you might even feel it connect up right into lung 1 there. Okay, and then if you can get the connection right through into the chest, and you can get a feeling of positivity and a feeling of your breath, and maybe your throat relaxing, then you're feeling the action of lung 9. Okay, Great Abyss. We better do the other side. So we're going to put the thumb there on the point. Everyone happy? Know where it is? It's just on the wrist crease. You just keep going along to the end there, and it's kind of like an indentation. You can feel the pulse right there. Okay, and we're going to just relax. I'm going to relax, hold the point, open up the armpits. You might want to rest your hands on your lap just to get any tension out of your arm if you need to do that. Okay, got my thumb there, here, right on it. Okay, so tuning in towards the tip of the thumb. Open up the channel towards the thumb. Okay, and then relaxing and visualizing towards the elbow and feeling like a kind of space underneath the thumb. That's the kind of abyss that takes us into the river that goes down into the elbow and into lung 1. Got it? And then into lung 1. And then into the throat. Okay, excellent. Now, just to make the most of that, what we're going to do is we're going to just stand up. Okay, you can still probably feel lung 9 because we pressed it, you'll feel it kind of activated. Now just check this out. We're going to open up kidney 1, connect with the earth, relax, bring the breathing down into the lower dantian. Okay, and now just bring your attention to that feeling of lung 9 on both sides. You probably feel it still feels like there's almost a little bit of pressure there left over from when we press with the thumbs. Okay, and just let that feeling spread out through the thumbs, into the thumbs, and then up into the elbows and into the chest. And then up into the throat. Okay, now keeping that active, keeping that visualization active, just allow your shoulders to move about and find a comfortable place from back to front. Just if you can find a space where the shoulders feel in a kind of happy place. See, we've got all the tingling coming up here, we've got this moving here. Okay, very good. And that's the way we can use lung 9, and we can use the lung channel to adjust ourselves emotionally and also physically with the breathing. But don't forget to do all the preparatory work first, get yourself anchored down. Okay, excellent. Fantastic. So this is our autumn themed session. We better just work a little bit more on the upper burner. We're going to do a little bit of work on the fire element meridians before we do the head and neck. So here we go. We're going to do this stretch for the pericardium. We're going to bring the hands forwards like this, breathing in. And we're going to breathe out, and we're going to stretch back. Very good. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, excellent. So now let's just work shifting any emotional stuff that we may have brought up here. And these tends to gather in the heart and the heart protector channels because they're linked to the Shen, to the emotional aspect of the body. So we're going to just tap along here, and we're going to tap down the middle of the arm using the pericardium channel, and then back up the middle of the outside of the arm using the triple heater, and going up onto the shoulder, and then round again, and then round again, and then round again. Excellent. Okay, very good. Brushing off. We'll do the other side. Heart protector. Connecting with the chest. We're connecting with the chest, and we're going out, down the heart protector meridian, and up the triple heater channel here. Up onto the shoulders. And the reason we're doing this is just again to supplement that upper burner stuff. We're going to get that any holding here, part of the whole orientation of the upper burner is connected to the pericardium's heart channels. Here we go. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Bit of a shake. And check in. How are we doing? Well, feels pretty good to me. Feel that lung 1, kidney 1 connecting down. Lung 1's nice and open. And we've got this type of feeling. Grounding. Relaxed hips. Breathing low in the hara. And this lovely feeling of the hope and positivity coming from the upper burner. Okay, you can just feel that opening out. Really lovely. Okay, so now we need to do is clear those yang channels, connect up with the feet, and we will be done for this week, for this Wednesday class. Okay, so let's go. Let's start off with this point here, which we'll meet soon as a point of the week. This is called Large Intestine 20, and it's called Welcome Smell, and it's particularly related to breathing. So just gently press in here. You'll feel the breathing easier. It's very good for clearing the sinuses. So we're just pressing in there. We're going to use that as a center point of the face routine today. And then we're going to tap around the upper sinuses. And then here, sorry, this is the upper sinus here. Tapping around here and tapping around here, sinuses and the upper sinuses. Got large intestine 20. And we're going to go round. We're going to just press around the jaw here. This is where the large intestine channel runs. And we're going to press around the lower jaw, relaxing the jaw joint. Okay, tapping, 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 tapping. Okay, just wiping the eyes 3 times. And then tapping over the top of the head. This is the bladder channel. Yeah, excellent. And then pressing down the back of the neck. Okay. Oh, marvelous. And now the back of the neck. Here we go. So it's really important. We can tap these channels or we can squeeze them like this with the heel of the hand. Very good. Okay, excellent. And then squeezing down the SCM muscle. And then pulling the ears. Oh, there we are. Great way to wake up. Okay. Superb. Now we just need to make sure that all those yang channels get sorted out in terms of the shoulders. So we're just going to tap the shoulders. You can rest your hand here if you like. Tapping all around the top part of the shoulder. Try and connect up with the neck. The other side. Okay. Okay, now it's time for the back. So we're going to tap down as far as we can. See whether you can actually reach your hands like this. We tap down as low as we can. And we pick it up as high as we can here. See if you can get as high as you can. You can only just about scratch that bit. We go down here using the sides of the hands. Onto the sacrum. And then down the backs of the legs. Okay, excellent. Shaking out. Okay, very, very good. So now we're going to stand in the Tai Chi position. And we're going to make the most of the session that we've just done. This is the pivotal point of the year where autumn's just starting. It's officially this week, the first day of the autumn. You can feel it in the air, and we're setting our energy up to move forward as positively as possible and deal with any emotional stuff that comes up. And here's how we've done it. Let's review it. We've done a lot of work releasing and opening up the hips, keeping them as loose as possible. We did a really good job on kidney 1 and opening the kidney channel. So let's just experience that again. We're opening up kidney 1. We're feeling the anchoring down into the earth. That's the tonifying the yin. That's to stop us going like this. Okay. We got that lovely feeling there. We've done some lovely work opening all that up. Naturally now the breathing comes in. You just experience a few lower abdominal breaths again. Really feel it into the sacrum, into the back. It's not just in the front of the body, it's all around here. Okay, really solid, okay? Lovely. And the middle burner, we released that nicely, so that's nice and free in the middle of the body. And we did a special on the lungs. Now, your body memory can probably still feel that if we just open our thumbs up slightly. And we're going to connect through between lung 9, point of the week, all the way up the channel into lung 1, into the throat. So let's just feel that. Again, we've also opened up, using the pericardium channel, opened up the upper burner even more. So we should have a nice solid feeling in the lower part of the body. Really important. And many of you voted, nearly half of you voted for the hips and the torso to be released. And we've done that. Look at that. Really nice. Okay. And then we cleared the yang channels of the head. And we've just got enough time to put it all together with some of these simple breaths like this. Okay, so I'll talk you through. We're going to keep that lovely connection, suspend the head from the top, and we're going to slowly move down, breathing in. Feel that connection, open up kidney 1, feel the connection with the earth as we come up. Okay, egg under the armpit, open up lung 1 down to lung 9. Allow the arms to float up as the breath comes in, nice and easy. We're going to breathe out, feeling that connection with the earth. Beautiful, okay? Feel that lung channel open up, breathing in. Feel the earth, kidney 1. Very nice, okay? Let's just do a couple more, breathing in. Keeping the hips relaxed, breathing in. Floating up from that thread on the top of the head. Keeping the connection with kidney 1. And there we are, the perfect introduction to the change of the seasons, all the way from the wisdom of Chinese medicine. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I really needed that. You can see that from my upper burner there. It needs help. I feel completely different now. Just going into the chat. Okay, lovely. Excellent. Looks like everyone really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And we'll continue with Wednesday classes. We're getting nearly at the end of the whole year cycle of the 5 elements now. We're just getting towards the end of the metal element. And also we've got some changes, a bit like autumn coming, because we're finding we put lots of stuff out free during the pandemic. As you probably know, we put hundreds of hours of work out free during the pandemic, supported clients and everything. But obviously now, as things are transitioning, the donations are going down all the time. Our costs are still going up because we're getting so many more members. So we're going to encourage you and thank you, a lot of you, for joining our Norwich Shiatsu college community. That's a fantastic thing you've done, because it's a very small amount, but that means that we can survive moving forward out of the pandemic. And if you're a Shiatsu practitioner and you're subscribing to New Energy Work, it's like a partnership between New Energy Work and Shiatsu College Norwich and the Shiatsu Centre. We're all the same people, we've just got different hats on. So if you can subscribe, and just with one of the low subscription amounts, that will make a massive difference to us as we come out of the pandemic. So thank you very much for all of you who are subscribing. Okay, thanks Basti for all the support on the chat, because you've been pretty busy. I'm going to put a heart in the chat, and then it's time to go. Got a client in 15 minutes, so I've got to get the whole room, all the cameras and everything sorted out and ready for my next client. Okay, see you next Wednesday. Have a really good week. Look after your lung channel as the autumn comes round.